Hello everyone, I am Anand Sakti. I welcome all of you at my YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss on the topic anti-defection law. In this video we will know all about what is anti-defection law, what are the various provisions under this law, what are the loopholes present in this law that this law has become somewhat ineffective. So, let's start. First of all, let us know the meaning of this word defection. What is the meaning of defection? It basically means when a person I mean to say that when a legislator leaves his party, leaves his own political party and joins some another party for the sake of his or her own personal benefit, then this is called defection. And defection is a serious problem in our country because it leads to political instability. Here I have written why defection is considered as a problem, why it is considered as a political corruption. The main reason is that defection leads to political instability in the country. It affects the normal functioning of the government and also it undermines the trust of the voters because the voters who gave their valuable votes to their representatives, when after winning the election they change their political party, it's somewhat like a fraud. It's like undermining the trust of the voters. When legislator frequently change their political party from political party one to another, this brings political instability. Let me make it more clear. Suppose I am a legislator. I belong to party A. I am a legislator, maybe an MP or an MLA. I belong to party A. I fought the election on the ticket of party A and I won the election. Now there is another party B which has emerged as the single most largest party in the election, but the party B is still not in the position to form the government. It is lacking some MLAs. It still requires some more MLAs to form the government. Now what does the party B will do? It will approach me and it will try to convince me, try to bribe me by giving me cash or by offering me the post of ministers and so on in his party. And what I do? Out of my greed or out of lust, I move from party A to party B. What I do? I move from party A to party B, and this is said to be defection. I have defected from party A to party B. I hope the meaning of this word defection is clear. Frequent or the movement or changing the seat from one party to another party, this is known as defection, and it is considered as a curse because it brings political instability in the country. We have seen recently what happened in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, where due to political defections the government have to the government even fell down, and we have seen what sort of turmoil was created in those states. So political defection brings political instability, it undermines the trust of the voters, and due to this defection the government is not able to focus on the governance, the government is not able to focus on the welfare programs. Instead, the government is more focused on how to protect his government, how to keep all his MPs or MLAs together so that they do not defect, so that they do not join any another party. I would like to share with you one interesting and curious example of Mr. Gayalal. He was an independent MLA from the state of Haryana. What happened that in the year 1967, Mr. Gayalal changed his party three times in a day. So Mr. Gayalal changed his party thrice, and due to which the phrase became popular, Aaya Ram Gaya Ram. So this Aaya Ram Gaya Ram politics has to be ended. It brings political instability, it affects the normal functioning of the government, and this political defection is making a mockery of our democracy. And in order to address this problem of defection, our constitution was amended in the year 1985 through 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Please note down this. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985. Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, and a new schedule called 10th schedule was added to the constitution. This 10th schedule is popularly called as anti-defection law. This 10th schedule is known as anti-defection law, and this constitution amendment was done in the year 1985. Now let us know what are the provisions under this anti-defection law. Now let us know what are the various provisions under this anti-defection law. Basically, anti-defection law speaks about the disqualification of members on the grounds of defection. So what are those grounds on the basis of which a legislator is disqualified from being the member of a house? Let us know all these provisions one by one. The very first provision which is under anti-defection law is that I have written here in short, voluntary resignation. It simply means that suppose I am a member of a house, maybe Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly, and if I belong to party, if suppose I belong to party X, and suppose I give voluntary resignation from my own party, then I will be disqualified as the member of the house under this anti-defection law. Now what is the meaning of this word voluntary resignation? It doesn't mean that I will have to give my resignation to the political head of my political party in a written or formal resignation. In fact, voluntary resignation simply means that even if my behavior or my conduct outside the house is such that it can be safely construed or it can be safely assumed that I have given up the membership of my political party, I will be disqualified under this anti-defection law. So when a member voluntarily resigns from his own political party, he will be disqualified as the member of the house under anti-defection law. Now the second provision under this anti-defection law is that a member will be disqualified as an MP or an MLA if he or she violates the whip of his political party. I have written in short whip. What is the meaning of whip? Whip is like a political directive issued to its members. Whip is a directive issued to the members by the political parties. Let me make it more clear by giving you an example. Suppose I am a member of a house, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or State Legislative Assemblies, and if tomorrow in the house there is going to be a voting there is going to be a discussion on a particular bill, and if I am asked by my political party to be present in the house and give my own vote in favor of the bill. Now if I voted against the bill, it will be I will violate the whip of the political party, and I will be disqualified under this anti-defection law. But there is an exemption. If suppose my political party accepts my behavior within the 15 days, or if my political party accepts my explanation for my action, I will not be disqualified under the anti-defection law. So I hope this point is clear. Now the third provision under which a member is or a legislator is disqualified under anti-defection law is related to it independent elected member. Suppose I am a member of the house and I have contested the election, I won the election, I don't belong to any political party. I won the election as an independent member. If after winning the election I joined any political party, I will be disqualified under anti-defection law. Now the fourth point, the fourth provision is related to nominated members. We all know there are nominated members in the parliament. In Rajya Sabha there are 12 nominated members. If any nominated member joins any political party after the expiry of 6 months, they will be disqualified under anti-defection law. A nominated member can join any political party within 6 months of their nomination, but they can't join any political party after the expiry of 6 months. Otherwise, they will be disqualified as the member of the house. So these are the various provisions or the grounds on the basis of which a legislator is disqualified from being a member of the house. I hope all these provisions are clear. In my next video, I will discuss what are the loopholes or what are the drawbacks present in this law, that questions are raised on the efficacy of this law, anti-defection law. So that's all for today. I hope all the points are clear. Thanks for watching.